We have an update on Okada's WWE status. Plus, there was an injury scare on Dynamite last night, and a WWE and ECW legend makes a shock AEW appearance. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. I haven't got a coin.
Oh, because the coin,
to do the coin drop. The infamous Okada coin drop, which we are celebrating today, because today Kazuchika Okada is a free agent.
He is a free agent. As the clock struck midnight last night in Japan, he became a free agent. It's a very, very exciting time because Okada is potentially the hottest free agent in all of wrestling right now.
Easily the hottest one.
Easily the hottest. It's him or Mercedes Moné, right?
Oh, easy.
Both Moné related.
Oh, Moné related.
Yeah,
See what you did.
Yeah.
His New Japan contract expired mere hours ago, and PW Insider have been talking about what his next step might be. Okada being represented by Barry Bloom for negotiations with his next deal. And they revealed to PW Insider that Barry Bloom was with him when he did TNA in Las Vegas.
Yeah, because he was on the Snake Eyes show in Las Vegas. It's no surprise he'd have his US-based agent there for the show. Like, you would expect TNA to have some interest in bringing him in. So what better place to have your agent with you and be like, sorry, TNA, it's not happening.
This is my boy.
Yeah.
Fightful Select also weighed in on his WWE status as well, didn't they?
It indeed. They said WWE sources confirmed that there have been talks between Okada's side and WWE. There have been WWE talent that confirmed that over the last few weeks. Okada has been in contact with others on the roster to gauge the offers, WWE's approach, and to help weigh a decision. They said that we have not heard of any creative plans in place for Okada or any specific pitches that may or may not have been thrown his way. So essentially, Fightful is saying that there has been a little bit of mingling between the two sides, but nothing sort of concrete to indicate whether he's coming in or not.
But then PW Insider goes, we're also told if there were any discussions between Okada and WWE, they were not of any great length or depth.
Yes, so we've got two conflicting.
One of them was right.
Yeah, we've got kind of conflicting reports there. It would be no surprise to me if Okada had discussed with WWE just how in-depth are they, how close to AEW is he sort of landing? You know, that's the big question right now.
How close is he though, Fraser Porter?
Well, Fightful adds even more, saying AEW have been fairly confident over the last month that they would land Kazuchika Okada, to the point that there were tentative plans in place to debut Okada, which would be well over a month from now. We're told that AEW were made what they consider to be a substantial offer.
It seems I know it's boring because we've said it loads. AEW is the obvious landing pad for Okada.
It makes the most sense. He's best mates with the Bucks. He's got history with a lot of the elite, and he's been in AEW before through Forbidden Door. You would kind of expect that's to be where he goes, and it's kind of the most similar to his style already, rather than WWE, which you would expect it to have to change a couple things. And
it would allow him to visit New Japan like a really cool uncle from time to time.
Yeah, but it's weird though, because we did see his departure. You know, he was in Kirk and Hall, and he was in tears at his departure from New Japan. And if he signs with AEW, he might be back there very, very soon for some special crossover show. You never know.
Are you saying that it's unlikely that a wrestler would get emotional about a farewell, then come back straight away?
Yeah, stop being emotional. Who retires from things and then comes back like 2 shows later, Tom Campbell?
I wouldn't know,
you
mate.
Wouldn't know.
Weren't even there. Now, everybody got their knickers in a twist when Pro Wrestling Tees pulled Okada's merch yesterday, because everybody went, right, that's it, he's going to WWE, because as we know, when people go to WWE from the indie circuit, all their merch and Pro Wrestling Tees gets pulled, and WWE sticks their big old sticker on it. Fightful shot this down, saying it was more related to his New Japan contract ending than another one beginning.
Yeah, because you would expect them to have their own merch store for him in New Japan and on Pro Wrestling Tees. So if any merch went up from Okada, they'd get a cut from it. So surely it's just linked with that, as Fightful was saying there. I'm expecting AEW though.
I'm expecting AEW. We were expecting some bad news from Wardlow today, but Wardlow is fine in many ways. He faced Commander last night, a match that saw him working over Wardlow's knee a lot.
Yep.
And we thought, okay, they're obviously selling the knee, but then that power bomb at the end.
That looked uncomfortable.
It looks horrible.
He sort of lifts Commander up from a power bomb. It was kind of a deadlift power bomb. He was sort of lying on the ground, got him all the way up, and then he looked like he tweaked his knee and buckled ever so slightly. And I was kind of worried for Commander landing on the back of his neck, but he safely landed. Wardlow looked in a lot of pain though.
He was quite stressed on the outside of the ring, because as they do the bit with the Undisputed Kingdom and the Best Friends, you can see Wardlow on the outside of the ring banging the steel steps. He says an F word.
Ooh, that's a naughty
I'm
word.
not going to
You can't
say it.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't
not going to
say
say
it
it because one, we're on YouTube, and two, my parents are over there, and I would not say an F word in front of them.
No, definitely not.
But so he did give us an update after Dynamite.
He did indeed. On Twitter, now X, he said, a normal man's knee would be ruined. I'm no normal man. I'm still coming for the heavyweight title, and there's nothing and no one that can stop me. Knee is just fine.
Knee is just fine.
Glad to hear that. He's one of the top challengers for Samoa Joe in terms of matchups, right? Mm-hmm. Big powerhouse with a ruined knee. Don't want that.
No one likes that. I tell you what I do like. A Tony Khan major announcement.
Yes, we got an announcement about an announcement.
I love that AEW are at a point where we had an announcement about an announcement. He made the announcement. It was announced on Dynamite last night that next week Tony Khan has a special announcement. What is the announcement this time? I think it's he saved money by switching his car insurance.
You think that's what it... Well, money's the key word there, because I think it's going to be Mercedes Moné.
You sly dog, you.
Feels like it's kind of right that time, isn't it? To bring Moné in. It feels like it, but you never know, because it seems like for months now we've been going, yep, Mercedes is going to AEW, and we've not quite had it yet. But I think this announcement's going to be it. Her at Revolution, or maybe Okada.
I mean, Okada's the key, one of the key ones at the moment. We'll find out next week with the latest special announcement. A lovely surprise on Dynamite's main event last night, because we're getting Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland 3 next week. But this week they did Dealer's Choice, where they picked each other's opponents. We had Mogul Embassy's Toa Leona facing Hangman Page, and a very special guest to face Swerve in the main event.
Yeah, it was Rob Van Dam. Now, we had a little bit of hint on this in Collision. As Aidan pointed out this morning when I got into the office, he was like, it was a big surprise, but Hangman said he'd have to wait the whole effing show to find out who his opponent was going to be. So they did telegraph it a little bit, but it is really cool to see RVD come back in AEW, have a little bit of this Legends run that he's been having, and still have pretty damn good matches.
Really, really solid to see him work. It was a good match they had as well. They had a lot of fun together. And I think that he feels at home in AEW, doesn't he?
He feels right there. He gets to come in, have a little fun, does all his greatest hits, and can still put on a good match. And a lot of the times he's in there with some really, really high caliber talent, like Swerve Strickland too. In a hardcore match with RVD, that feels perfect. After that, a brutal match with Hangman Page we saw, we know he can go to that extreme. And who's more extreme than RVD? He embodies extreme in ECW. So what a perfect way to utilize him on Dynamite.
On the podcast feed right now, I had a lovely chat with Tony Deppen the other night from MLW Super Fighters this weekend. So Tony has a chat about finding his place in the wrestling landscape after coming back from an injury. And we talk about what he's got planned for MLW going forward. And we talk about his bar. He owns his fabulous IPA brewing bar.
I mean, that's a good side gig to wrestling, isn't it?
And there's wrestling that happens in said bar that they show on Twitch through Mike Bailey's Twitch account.
That's pretty cool.
We talk all about it.
We love bars and wrestling.
Bars and wrestling.
Nothing better than a beer and wrestling.
They go perfectly. That's on the podcast feed for you, waiting right now. Thank you for the lovely birthday messages yesterday, by the way.
It was Tom's birthday, by the way,
I don't know
guys.
whether I mentioned it enough.
Yeah.
It's definitely my birthday yesterday.
He took a day off, well-earned day off, and we couldn't celebrate it on the news. So happy birthday to you, Tom. How'd you feel?
I feel like I'm 40 years old.
Well, that's good. At least it's not 50.
That's not tempting.
No.
I got a lovely surprise. My mum and dad turned up. Do you want to come and say hello?
Come and say hello. No.
No, you don't want to come and say hello. Come and say so.
Come in for the birthday bumps.
A lovely surprise. My mum and dad came by to say hi. So I think come and see. There you are.
There we are.
This is my mum. This is Susan. Thank you, Dave. And then here's the captain.
You're brilliant, by the way. Keep working. Don't give up your day.
Thanks, Dad.
Great to have some live audiences for the news this morning.
Excellent, and a good review as well. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.